welcome to my stream. I am SturmB, aka Curbon, and I am once again Susanless this afternoon. Therefore, as you can see there, roughly, I'll be playing some Microsoft Flight Simulator. Simply because I forked down the incredible $120 to get the biggest package available for it, because I had heard that you cannot get the extra components to the game afterward if you just bought the base $60 package. Now, that could have been misinformation. I don't know. Doesn't matter. What's done is done. I've already bought it. After having watched... Hello, Drapax. Thank you for joining me. Appreciate you coming along for the ride. Hopefully, there will be a ride. We'll see. After watching the infamous LGR, Lazy Game Reviews, on YouTube, talking about this, reviewing it on his channel, and just generally tweeting the heck out of this game, it really got me to wanting to play it. And I've never really even played a flight simulator before. Played fight simulators, but not flight ones. I think the last thing that I played that was even close to a Microsoft Flight Simulator was like F-117A, if I remember correctly, way back in the early to mid 90s, or Falcon 3.0. I never got Falcon 4.0, only Falcon 3.0, and I think that's all. Those are the only two things that I've played that have been anything close to this experience. So this will be a completely new thing for me. I have purchased this. I went ahead and did the monstrous 90 gigabyte download in order to be able to play the game. So that's already set up and prepped ahead of time. We don't have to go through that, thank goodness. So I have actually jumped into the game just long enough to do that. I haven't actually played anything yet, so this will be a blind play. We'll see what happens. I just got to Jones in to play this. I've been wanting to since I bought it a couple of days ago, and I just haven't had the time. I figured, you know what, hey, I got a stream today, Susan's not going to be able to join me, why not combine the two, the streaming and Flight Simulator. Now, we may or may not have issues with the fact that I am both playing this game and streaming on the same computer. So I don't know whether or not my 2-year-old machine here, or is it 3, I've forgotten, can handle both of these processor-intensive tasks simultaneously, but I guess we'll find out, won't we? In the meantime, I'm going to be sipping some grape juice out of my skull mug while I wait for the game to take its sweet time in starting up. I think I may have played one of the actual Microsoft branded flight simulators back in the 80s. I'm not entirely certain of that. I had some flashes of memory of that old EGA kind of look to those flight simulators back then, or CGA even for that matter. But I'm not 100% certain. And okay, apparently it's doing it behind me, so let me bring it to the foreground. Here we go. Let's see how this goes. So far, it looks like my stream is stable, even though the frame rate isn't necessarily the best. But I'm also recording this for later posting to YouTube, so that one should be smooth, even though if this live stream is not. Alright. Looks like we got audio going, my mic's going. This is, I guess, a sort of preview of what to expect from the game. More than anything else, I got this game not necessarily just so I could learn how to fly or whatever, but because of the exploration feature. And yes, I could probably just boot up Google Maps or Google Earth and explore that way, but this is more, from what I understand, has a better, higher fidelity. So, yeah, we'll see whether or not I enjoy the exploration aspect of this. There will probably be a lot of me tweaking the settings in this game. This is also loaded onto an SSD, so I don't know why it's taking so long, except for the fact that I do have an Intel-based processor on this computer. That's probably the reason why it's so. Anyway. I will probably be having to dive into the settings often as I play this so that I can tweak this setting and that setting to make it a better experience for me beyond just this initial set your experience dialogue here. That's, wow, taking so long to... Okay, now we've got a loading bar. Right. Lots of drinking here. Of course, I've cut out the alcohol. Yeah, I think both of us know that Great Pax. Of course, he would probably say, well, I can just go up and fly myself. Why would I need a simulator? To which my response, and I've already thought about this, in fact, would be, well, you don't have to pay for fuel. You don't have to go through all of the checks and all the time and effort to doing it. You just boot it up on your computer and you're going within minutes rather than hours. Also, it's safer. But anyway, those would be my arguments against the person we're thinking of. Yeah, I don't really care about the whole realism experience of this. And I'm not playing this on stream just so I can hope to gather views, you know, from... It's a brand new game that was just released like less than a week ago, I think. No, maybe a couple weeks. I don't know. And so it's probably still fresh and new and thus gets a lot of attention on Twitch. So you might think, well, he's just playing it so he can get some people to go to Twitch and go to his channel and watch it. No, I'm playing it because I want to experience what this is like and explore. And holy cow, this is taking forever. Don't recall it doing this last time. Oh, really? Non-president of someone we were thinking of. Okay. Might that be Ryan? I think. I can't remember his last name off the top of my head. Someone else who worked the same place we did. Or he did. I did. Shoot, I can't remember his last name to kill him. He was also interested in playing. Yeah. I didn't know whether or not you and he were working there at the same time. We've had so much turnover. I just can't keep it in the last 7 years. And since I've been there, I can't keep it all straight in my head. Who was there at the same time as someone else and whatever. All right. Well, there's the welcome page. There's a profile page. Yeah, I guess that's my name. 0 hours. That's I have logged 0 hours so far. That's to be expected. Content manager, logbook, marketplace in case you want to buy extra airports and whatever. I guess extra buildings, etc. And of course, change your options. I have gone through and set up some options, not just a general quick thing. I didn't actually spend a whole lot of time on that. Why are there 2 dots here? News. Oh. Okay, well, let's go to the welcome. Let's see what this is about. Oh, is it just takes me to news. Welcome aboard. Thank you. Excited, etc. Yeah, thanks. That's pointless. All right. So, obviously, the main mode is this world map right here. We can... Ryan Davis. Yes. Yes, that's correct. Thank you for reminding me and fixing my poor brain. This is the main mode of the game, world map, where you can just pick an airport, take off, and whatever you want to do. Fine. Apparently, they have live events, which... Courchevel? I have no idea if that's the name of an airport or what, but don't care, doesn't matter. And of course, now my cat chooses this moment to beg for me to give her attention. Maybe if I ignore her, she'll go away. Flight training, you know, I might actually do that. Activities, find your next challenge. Let's look at this real quickly. What do they have? Landing challenges, bush trips. I have no idea what bush trips means. Test navigation skills, fly long distance across remote locations. Why is it called a bush trip? Why don't they call it long distance trips or whatever? I don't know. Oh well. guess they needed to trim off 2 syllables. Let's give this a try. Why not? Learn to fly. I have no idea how long I'll be playing today. At least an hour, maybe 2, maybe more. My friends and I usually have our group gaming session that's not streamed, that we do every Saturday evening around 6 or 7 o'clock. That's been scrapped for today. People have other plans, so I may do this for half the day. I don't know. We'll see how things go. Okay, there's several different things. Holy cow. You know, I feel like I'm going to need to do this in order to be able to understand what I'm doing in the game. So let's just go ahead and start with the basics, you know. Ask you 8 minutes. All right, sure. Let's go ahead and do that. Why not? Flight conditions, cloudy-ish. Going from Sedona, Arizona to Sedona. Okay. And we're in a Cessna. All right, let's give this a shot. See what happens. Learn about aileron, flaps, rudder, and elevator. Good, because I don't know about what an aileron and elevator are. I don't know what a rudder is. Okay, it's pointing them out in the picture. Never mind. So aileron and flaps are about the same. They're just different parts of the wing. All right. Okay, now I know what an elevator is, and now I know where the rudder is. Okay, good. Thank you. I appreciate it. Familiar with that term, at least. Pitch. Yeah, it makes you go up or down. That makes sense, of course. Ailerons playing, yeah, because I guess they go in tandem. Yeah, up and down like this to make you turn. I wish I had a Yoker joystick, but I don't have the money to spend on that. I'm surprised I had the money to spend on this, actually. It may turn out that I don't have the money to spend on what it's already done, so. Oh well, mouse and keyboard it is. See what happens. I'm hoping this will be a more or less relaxing experience. I've heard the weather simulation is phenomenal. As well as, of course, the fidelity of most of the ground and landmarks. Alright, we're at 6,400 feet. I don't know what AMSL means. I'm seeing a little bit of choppiness here. Must be 100 KIS kilometers, something I don't know. Heading 109 degrees. That I'm somewhat familiar with what that means, but time 4:40 p.m. Wind, whatever, 2 knots. I guess that I don't know if the 218 degrees is the direction the wind is heading or where it's coming from. I've never understood that. Maybe it'll explain. We'll see here.
Welcome to flight training. I'm your instructor, Captain Molina, but you can just call me Jess.
Thank you, Jess.
This session, we'll get started with some basic controls. Sound good?
No, but let's go anyway.
First things first, let's get familiar with your surroundings.
Sure.
Don't worry.
Let's do that.
I've got the stick while you get your bearings. Out your side windows, you can see we have great visibility over Sedona today.
Do we? I can't. Control left and control right. Quick view.
This is Red Rock territory. Beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a little bit choppy. I may need to turn down some graphical settings. I mean, we're a little high up, so yeah, that's beautiful, I guess. Let me go into the settings. Can I go into settings? Basic controls. What that is. Oh, this sounds really interesting. Left, right, up, and down. Translate the camera. Interesting. So I can go over the co-pilot and see. Wow, I really need to turn down chugging now. Oh my goodness. I'm still streaming according to this, and it seems to be streaming. Okay. There we go. Here we go. I hit escape and it finally responded this time. Not controls. Sorry. General, I guess. Is that where it would be? Graphics. Thank you. Yes. High end, not so much. Let's take it down to medium. I guess my computer is. When I bought this 2 or 3 years ago, it was fairly high end. It's got a GTX 1080 in it, but yeah, it's definitely. It's interesting you bring that up there, Drapex. Yeah, back when I bought this 2 or 3 years ago, I thought this. I mean, like I said, it has GTX 1080, which at the time was about the best you could get if you didn't want to plunk down for the RTX series, the ray tracing ones, which now I kind of wish I had, but doesn't matter. Here we go. Let's apply and save. Take it down to medium settings, which I'm sure are going to be just fine. Fine enough for me. So it's funny you should mention this. It doesn't look like a blind play. Back when I first started having the idea of doing blind plays on stream, I wondered whether or not that was the correct term to use, because I thought, well, isn't that, to me it made sense, because I've never played the game before, so I'm going in blind. You know, it's kind of a term to use there. I didn't know whether or not that might be offensive to people that are you know, sight impaired, have vision impairment, by using the term blind play to represent playing a game you've never played before. But it turns out, as I've seen on some other people's streams and YouTube videos, that actually that is the correct term to use if you've never played a game before. It's called a blind play if you're first time doing it on a stream or a YouTube video or whatever. So I went ahead and just stuck with it, even though I knew that the term itself might be a little weird and awkward, but it seems to be the accepted norm, so let's go with that. Alright, let's resume and see if that makes it any better. Oh wow. Okay, so there's control space. We'll reset the camera. Let me adjust my controls a little bit more on the mouse. Is there a sensitivity setting, please? Or am I just... Yeah, and those are called blindfolded plays or whatever, as far as I know. In fact, I just watched the other day someone do a blindfolded play through an old game called Night Trap. That was interesting. And I've seen several blindfolded speed runs of a game of Mike Tyson's Punch-Out from the NES. Oh, interesting. Why is it there's default and there's what? There's just default. I guess you can have other settings. Oh, there it is. Sensitivity. There it is. Thank you. I've got to turn this sucker down. Sure, we'll just call this my profile. Number 1. The moment you make a change, I guess it requires you to create your own profile. Sure, and then change back, and it's okay, same thing. Whatever, here we go. So sensitivity is that. Let's give that a try, shall we? Apply and save. And let's look around again. Oh, okay, that's better. Wow, I can look around. It's better. It's not great. It's still stuttering. Just for the heck of it, let me take it down one more notch on the graphics side of things, which is low end. We'll see what happens. I don't know. It may be... Yeah, I know you were being a smart butt, but I figured I should mention it just because it is something that went through my head and never actually said anything about it. Okay, let's see here. Okay, this is, well, it's about the same as the medium setting. A little bit choppy. Not terrible, but not great either. I would just go back to the medium, I guess. Just leave everything like that there. Apply and save. Someday I'll actually have some money and get a pretty decent computer, and I'll be able to really enjoy this game to its fullest extent. Come on, let me press the button here. Wow. My computer's definitely struggling. I wonder how it would actually play if I wasn't also streaming and recording at the same time. If it would still have issues, or if it would do okay. Yeah, this is, maybe I should keep it all low end. Oh my goodness. Alright, there. Let's leave it here for now. If it gets really on my nerves, I'll change it like this. Alright, so you can apparently change. Control Alt-1 will save a custom camera, and use Alt-1.
See if you can spot the Sedona Airport. The runway should be a pretty easy landmark to find.
I'm not seeing anything. Oh, is that it? Oh, hold S to
There you go. Visual confirmation on the airport.
Great.
Now that we're oriented, it's your turn. Time to fly this bird.
Go!
The first control on our training list is the yoke. I still remember my first instructor saying the yoke is like a steering wheel. Almost. Sure, you can turn, but you can also pitch.
Yeah.
For starters, it controls the ailerons.
Alright.
And the ailerons, they allow the plane to roll and bank into turns. Go ahead and try rolling to the right.
Oh boy, I haven't used the numpad here.
Nice. Now let's see you level back out.
You're not letting me.
Good.
Wow, this is...
Of course, the yoke also controls the elevator.
This is awful.
And the elevator affects the plane's pitch, right?
I don't know,
Back on
does
the
it?
stick, the plane starts to climb. You left the training airspace, you need to go back.
I mean...
Pull back on the stick,
it's
the
not letting
plane
me.
starts to climb. Give it a shot.
It's, okay, it's
The
just going
most
to kill me.
valuable things in aviation are speed and altitude.
Yeah, I'm sure they are, but I'm going to change. Wow, this is awful. So, let me go ahead and put it on the... Oh, there's an ultra setting, good lord. Put it back on low end, because that's just... the controls were just not responding at all. Actually, let me try one other thing, too. I've heard that it helps to do this. One moment, please. I'll pause the video here. Be right back. If I can never hit the right buttons, we might actually get this show on the road. Okay, so I brought this out. I've heard that it helps. We'll see. Controls. Hey, are you able to see this thing now? Hey, controller. Controller. There it is. Thank you. Slew. Whatever. Okay, see, and it's... Alright, it does see these controls. Okay, good. Good. Let's go back and go back.
But notice, when you're pitching up, your speed is decreasing. You could add more power. Or for
Okay,
now,
so
let's
this
just
actually is
pitch
a little
down.
better.
Just like that, your speed's picking up again as the nose pitches down.
Alright, I gotta fix some controls here with this on the controller here. First of all, sensitivity definitely needs to come down on, what are these graphs? Oh, to show you where, okay. Yeah, sensitivity needs to come down. Let's say about 50%. Oh, of course. I'll give this mod profile as well. I did that. Just 01. Thank you. Yeah, and same for the Y, and we'll do the same for the right stick as well. And this, as I said, I was going to have to be inside these settings for quite a bit. I'm not going to worry about the dead zone. Yeah, I think it's okay. And I definitely want to. Can I? Change the up-down movement of the looking of things. Extra mode, slew mode. I don't know what that means. Filter. Oh, interesting. Miscellaneous. Oh, wow. Okay, I see what that means then. There is no, like, invert. Oh, I guess, okay. Okay, I guess that would be in, put it back on, like, assigned camera and camera, or cockpit camera. There it is. Cockpit look down is right up, I think. I would. Oh, you have to select it from a list? Really? Fine. Look down and then cockpit look up. Want that to be our down. And validate that. Okay, thank you. I don't know if that's the way it should be. Slew pitch down and up. Okay, good. I guess that works. We will apply and save. And then go back and back.
As you level back out, let's talk about another control. The rudders at your feet.
Alright, sure.
Rudder pedals control the aircraft's side-to-side movement, also known as yaw. On the ground, those pedals are going to steer the plane left or right. Up here, they properly align us during turns. Try them out and watch the plane's nose skew to either side.
Alright, give me the controls. Come on. Alright, left and right trigger. Yeah, okay.
Simple enough, right?
Well, if...
Before we go on, let's bring the plane back to straight-up flight. Make sure your dashboard is aligned 3 to 4 inches below the horizon for a cruise attitude.
3 to 4 inches. How do you measure inches here in a game like this?
Okay, the last thing we're going to cover now is the throttle. If you have the need for speed, then the throttle's for you. Full control over the power output of the engine. Let's see what happens when you cut all the power.
Oh, sure. Let's just do that. Use throttle lever to decrease throttle to cut engine power. Where is the throttle lever? You're not highlighting it for me, you're not pointing out for me, you're not giving me a control. I mean, you're going to have to do better than that.
Let's see what happens when you cut all the power.
Oh, there it is.
Surprise, surprise. Our altitude is decreasing.
Yeah, surprise, surprise.
This might be a good time for a piloting PSA. Always keep an eye on your surroundings, because nobody likes a low-flying duck. All right, let's go ahead and throttle back up.
Yeah, let's throttle back up. That doesn't actually cut power. That just maybe it does come down. Alright, here we are. Okay. Did I not do what it asked me to do here? Increase throttle. I have increased it to maximum. What more
There
do
you go.
want?
Speed is increasing, and as long as we maintain the same attitude, our altitude will keep climbing too.
Where is the altitude dial?
You're really getting the hang of your controls.
No, I'm not.
Before long, you won't even need a co-pilot.
Oh, bull.
Until then, if you want help with the radio or checklists or simply flying the plane, I'll be here.
I'm sure you will.
You can pass me the
Not-
controls when you're ready to finish your session, or keep flying. It is a great day after all.
Yeah, let's just keep flying until we run out of gas. So, we'll see how that goes, shall we? Delegate control.
All right, I have control. Good job.
Thank you. No. That was awful. Partly hampered by my really not very good computer, and partly hampered by just this, you know. Whatever. Okay, sure. Let's go to altitudes and instruments. Why not? And then after this, maybe we'll do some free flight and just watch me crash into everything. Because why not? Because we can. Oh my gosh, we have to learn all the indicators. Yeah. Could have learned that in the last one. Hey, I don't need anyone to indicate my attitude. Don't need no dial. Let's check my attitude. Wouldn't that be about the same as the attitude? Maybe not. Ah, you went away too quickly this time. Whatevs. Wow, it's still choppy. Even though my stream apparently is okay. It's just my computer is chugging. It's not built for this game. That's a shame. I should go back to Minecraft.
Today we're talking about attitudes of flight. How your plane
I don't need
is
you to
oriented
talk to me about
relative
my
to the
attitude,
horizon.
lady. It's fine.
If you look outside, you can see the cockpit is just about 4 inches below the horizon line. We're flying straight with a decent rate of speed. This is the cruise attitude. Let's see how it reads on your instruments.
Why is it not? Sure. See how it reads.
Take a look
Oh,
at the attitude indicator.
yeah.
As the name implies, it shows your current attitude. The white line is the horizon, with the sky above and the ground below.
Yeah.
That orange element in the middle, aligned with the horizon, that's your plane.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Just like we saw outside, our current attitude reads pretty much straight and level.
Give or take.
Okay, now let's see how much power the engine's generating. Check your tachometer.
Sure, let's check.
Looks like we're
tachometer.
pushing around 2,300 revolutions per minute.
Where's the tachometer?
Combined, attitude and engine RPMs translate to aircraft performance. Which leads us to your airspeed indicator.
Oh, there's that. Okay, thank you. Where's the tachometer then?
Now, last but not least, check your altimeter. To figure out your altitude,
Okay,
you
what's that?
always want to read the small needle first. That's how many thousands of feet up you are. Then on to the big needle for the hundreds.
Gotcha. Good to know.
With our current attitude and power output, we're holding a speed of 90 knots and a stable altitude of 6,000 feet. But that's about to change. Take the stick when you're ready.
6,000 feet? That doesn't look like 6,000. Oh, now we're going down. Oh,
Pull back slightly on the yoke to raise the nose just above the horizon line. About 2 inches. Make sure you don't pitch up too much, or the angle will be too steep to create lift.
Stall.
And without enough lift, we'll stall. Alright, go full throttle and start climbing.
What is there a throttle key on this? I wonder. Ailerons, blah, 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 flaps, go to trim it over. Okay, probably not. What? Nothing about throttle. I'm not worried about the brakes. Since there's the cow flap, whatever that is. Wow, there's a lot here. Magentos. Okay. Turbines. Goodness gracious me. Nothing about the, can we, oh, we can search. Okay, sure. Throttle. Throttle, autopilot, throttle, one axis, and so, okay, yeah, definitely not assigned to anything. Oh, B and A. Why didn't it tell me that? Okay. Good grief. So increase throttle.
Slightly on the yoke to raise the nose just above the horizon line. About 2 inches.
Alright, I'm trying.
Welcome to the climb attitude. See how it shows up on your attitude indicator and tachometer?
A little bit, yeah.
According to your altimeter, we're gaining altitude.
Yes, we are. Okay.
But we're losing airspeed even at full throttle, proving you can't avoid basic physics while making a climb.
Sure.
Okay, before we go on, let's get back to a cruise attitude. Ease up on the yoke and aim your nose just below the horizon. Then throttle back down to 2300 RPMs.
Where is the tach? I don't see tachometer anywhere. Maybe I'm just blind.
Nice job. We're now set up with the same attitude and power we had at the top of our lesson. Next up is the descent attitude. Start by reducing your RPMs to 1800. Then drop the plane's nose a bit further below the horizon. As expected, with the nose down attitude, our altitude is decreasing while our speed is picking up.
Okay.
Why don't you get us back to a cruise attitude, and we'll hit the last part of our lesson.
Sure, I'll try.
There we go. Now that we know how to cruise, climb, and descend, let's talk about the turn attitude.
Turn attitude?
Gently pull the yoke left or right to start rolling the plane.
Let's turn left.
If you take a look outside, you can see how our attitude's changed. But you
No
can
shit.
also check your instruments for the details.
Yep, I see them.
As a general rule, you always want to keep your turns under 30 degrees.
Well, it'd be nice if I had a
At the
digital
top
readout,
of your
'cause I can't
attitude
read that.
indicator, there's a series of notches representing 10 degrees each. Use them to control your roll.
Oh, okay, I see.
Notice the
It's
more you
orange.
turn, the more you need to pull back on the yoke to maintain altitude. When you're rolling
Yeah.
out, you'll need to do the opposite. Roll and push at the same time. The more you know about the main attitudes of flight, the closer you get to that pilot state of mind. So keep practicing. And whenever you're done, pass me the controls.
Was it Control Alt X? Yeah.
Thanks. I've got control now. Well
You
done.
do indeed. Okay. Okie dokie. Yeah, it's definitely better with the controller. That much is a given. Well, might as well try taking off. Why not? Let's see what an airport looks like here. Knots, 75 knots, yeah, okay, whatevs. Wash. So the braking system, brake sheet up, primary pedals. Okay. Lots of controls. Yeah, I should at least learn how to take off, I guess, even if I don't learn how to land. Wow, that looks awful. But I do have it set to low, so I mean, that's all I can afford to do on this. Not very good computer, apparently. Oh well, here we are.
There's an old saying I like. A mile of road will take you a mile. A mile of runway will take you anywhere. Taking off isn't hard, but there are a few key points to remember.
That's
First, we always take off into the wind, which won't be an issue on a calm day like today. Second, before we enter a runway, we always make sure it's clear. Everything looks good, no cross traffic. Go ahead and taxi into position. The rudder pedals should make steering the plane pretty easy.
Right, okay. Y and B, turn off the parking brakes. Oh, you have to hit them both at the same time. Turn off your parking brakes, Y plus B. Oh! That's okay. Gotcha. So, aligning the aircraft to the center of the runway using the rudder. I'm trying the rudder right now. That's these. And it's not doing anything unless we actually give it speed, I assume.
Not quite ready to go there yet.
No?
Let's get back in position and try this again.
You could have told me.
All right,
it just
let's
drops
do
you in
this.
position.
Apply full power and I'll walk you through the takeoff as we go.
Oh, that was mean. Can we like... Yeah, okay. Oh wow, it has to load when it doesn't restart you. I'm beginning to feel like I should not have spent the money on this. For multiple reasons. One, it runs like crap on my system. Two, I'm not sure that I have the patience for it. And I'll come to the other reasons later, I'm sure.
There's an old saying I like. A mile of
don't
road
give me
will
that
take
damn
you a
same
mile.
BS again.
A mile of runway will take you anywhere. Taking off isn't hard, but there are a few key points to remember. First, we always take off into the wind, which won't be an issue on a calm day like today. Second, before we enter a runway, we always make sure it's clear. Everything looks good, no cross traffic. Go ahead and
So I was
taxi
thinking
into
earlier,
position.
I went to the right. I don't know.
The rudder pedals should make steering the plane pretty easy.
All right, line on the center of the runway. I guess it means just go straight forward. I guess we do need to turn this like this. That's not quite center, but okay. And then we need to stop it using the brake, apparently. I'm pressing Y to stop the
We're a
aircraft
bit too far down the runway. Let me move the plane back into position.
Sure, do that, because the controls aren't
Alright,
working,
let's do
lady.
this. Apply full power and I'll walk you through the takeoff as we go.
Alright, applying full power.
Use your rudders to stay on the center line and keep pushing power until you reach 55 knots.
Lady, I pushed in the throttle
Good.
as far as
Now
I can go.
gently pull back on the yoke. Line up the top of your instrument panel so it's a couple inches above the horizon. That'll pitch us up and set a good climb attitude. And we're airborne.
Yeah.
Focus
we are.
on flying straight. Use your rudders to keep the runway heading of 210 degrees. Maintain
where's my
75
heading?
knots, and we'll reach our target altitude of 5,500 feet in no time.
Oh, I see. There's my heading. 210 degrees. Bump a little to the left here. Okay. Come on. Come on. Ah. I don't know if the wind's fighting me here or what. But I can't see quite. Ah. Something's fighting me. And I'm not giving any instructions. What am I supposed to be doing now? Every time I hit the rudder, it starts to turn. But I thought the rudder wasn't supposed to do that. Can't seem to get that 210, 21 on the direction dial. There we go. Here's our 210. Sure. Maybe. What am I supposed to be doing at this point? See, all my instructions are gone. It's green here. Basic controls keeps putting up the wrong device. I don't know why it keeps going to that. And again, we've turned to the right here.
Ah, 5,500 feet. A nice, safe altitude for part 2 of our lesson. Straight and level flight. First step here is adjusting our attitude.
I don't need my attitude adjuster. Okay, no. Attitude
We're in a
change.
cruise attitude, pushing max power. To stay level at our target altitude, let's start by easing the throttle back to 1,800 RPMs.
Again, I have no tachometer. I can't see where the RPMs... Oh, there it is on the right. Oops, it's too far. There. I really could use a digital readout if she wants me to hit exactly 1,800, you know?
You've probably noticed, to maintain altitude, you need to pitch the nose up. You could
Yeah,
just
I've
keep
kinda
pulling on the
noticed
yoke
that.
to hold steady, but that's not really a precise means of control. probably
Nope.
better to adjust your trim wheel until you don't need to push or pull on the yoke. Drag the trim down when you need to set the nose up. Drag it up to set the nose down. Try adding trim to keep us at 5,500 feet without increasing throttle. If you feel our pitch slipping and need to get back to the proper attitude, don't worry. Just pull on the yoke, then dial in the right trim. The way I was taught, when you adjust the trim, you make rough changes at first to remove pressure on the yoke, then small adjustments to find the perfect setting to keep your desired attitude. That's the key to straight and level flight. It saves you from constantly pushing or pulling on the yoke. And that gives you more time to enjoy the ride. If you want more practice using the trim, go for it. Whenever you're ready to pass the controls, I'll be here.
I don't see what I'm doing with the trim at all. Ah, okay, now it's finally doing what it's supposed to do. I think. Keeping more or less level flight. Okay, I mean, come on, trim. Come on, trim. There we go. Having to hold down the Y button and use the up and down arrows on it. Wow, it keeps on. Of course, that's the wind. I know. I get it. I guess. Is this the trim thing, by the way? Trim? No, it's altimeter calibration. Now, where is the trim? I'm curious to know now. Mixture, control, flap switch, entry carburetor rate, toggle mode, visibility. Oh, cute, interesting. Gyro, I guess. I don't even know where the trim is. I think it's the pedals here. Increased. Stay up on screen, you. Calm volume. Oh, okay, that's your radio, I guess. Alright. Well, indicator calibration. I don't think that's trim. Oh, maybe it is. Alright, anyway.
Okay, I have control. Hope you enjoyed the lesson.
Checked. Right. Oh, sure. Let's go ahead and see if we can't land a plane. Here we go. Ready to watch a nice big fail. This is gonna be it. Tis indeed. Sure, let's fly.
My first instructor used to say the best part of flying is landing in one piece. The man was a terminal pessimist, but he wasn't wrong. Today, you're in charge of bringing us in for a safe landing.
Am I?
We've got
All
clearance
trouble.
for a straight-in approach, so we don't have to complete the standard traffic pattern. And I've already set us up in landing configuration at 65 knots with 10 degrees of flaps and idle power. We're on the glide slope now. Maintain speed around 65 knots. Change your pitch if you need to, and keep your aim point on the runway number.
Oh, am I actually in control?
When you're targeting the runway number, you want to keep it steady in your sights. If it looks like the number's moving up in your windscreen, you're coming in low.
I mean, where is
You'll
the
need to add
runway?
a bit more throttle to get back on the slope.
I mean...
If it looks like the number's moving down in your windscreen, well, then you're too high. You'll need to add flaps to increase your rate of descent, but you'll also need to push forward and trim to change your attitude and maintain the same speed.
I don't even see a runway anywhere. I don't see a runway. I know that my graphics fidelity is low. Here, let me restart this, because this is clearly just not working. Okay, so I guess it's this runway here on top of a kind of a rise, maybe. Yeah, it looks like we're already lined up for it. It's just I thought she was in control.
My first instructor used to say the best part of flying is landing in one piece. The man was a terminal pessimist, but he wasn't wrong. Today, you're in charge of bringing us in for a safe landing. We've got clearance for a straight-in approach, so we don't have to complete the standard traffic pattern. And I've already set us up in landing configuration at 65 knots with 10 degrees of flaps and idle power. We're on the glide slope now. Maintain speed around 65 knots. Change your pitch if you need to, and keep your aim point on the runway number. When you're targeting the runway number, you want to keep it steady in your sights. If it looks like the number's moving up in your windscreen, you're coming in low. You'll need to add a bit more throttle to get back on the slope. If it looks like the number's moving down in your windscreen, well, then you're too high. You'll need to add flaps to increase your rate of descent, but you'll also need to push forward and trim to change your attitude and maintain the same speed.
Extended flaps, and I'm trying to maintain a 65 knot thing here, if I can. So I have to keep nosing down in order to do so. Really doesn't want me to.
Keep your aim point on the runway threshold. When you're 10 feet above the runway, it's time to flare. Once we pass the threshold, shift your aim point to the end of the runway. Then, pull back slightly on the yoke to aim the nose just above it.
I'm going... No, this isn't happening.
Okay, we're past the threshold. Start the flare.
How's that for a flare, lady? Was that sad music playing right there? Oh, he died. It's ridiculous. Oh my goodness.
My
Okay.
first instructor used to say
You
the
don't.
best part
You
of
can
flying
skip the
is landing
anecdote,
in one
please.
piece.
Oh
The man
my
was a
gosh.
terminal pessimist, but he wasn't wrong. Today, you're in charge of
Lady,
bringing
don't
us
make
in
me
for a
punch
safe
you.
landing. We've got clearance for a straight-in approach, so we don't have to complete the standard traffic pattern. And I've
That's
already
good.
set us up in landing configuration at 65 knots with 10 degrees of flaps and idle power.
Wait, what's
We're
10
on the
degrees?
glide
Where's-
slope
where's
now.
Flaps?
Maintain
See that.
speed around 65 knots. Change your pitch if you need to, and keep your aim point on the runway number. When you're
Again, I
targeting
don't
the
see a
runway
runway
number,
number.
you want to keep it steady in your sights. If it looks like the number's moving up in your windscreen, you're coming in low. You'll need to add a bit more throttle to get back on the slope. If it looks like the number's moving down in your windscreen, well, then you're too high. You'll need to add flaps to increase your rate of descent, but you'll also need to push forward and trim to change your attitude and maintain the same speed.
I mean, are we supposed to do that right now? Flaps? Okay, fine. Here's your flaps. I'm doing it when it tells me to do it. I don't know, man. It tells me to maintain 65 knots still, but if I aim down in order to, or am I supposed to throttle up? I feel like I'm not
Keep your
supposed
aim
to.
point on the runway threshold. When you're 10 feet above the runway,
What's the
it's
aim
time to flare.
point?
Once we pass the threshold, shift your aim point to the end of the runway. Then, pull back slightly on the yoke to aim the nose just above it.
Okay, I see the number now, the runway number.
Okay, we're past the threshold. Start the flare.
What's the flare?
Keep pulling back slowly. Let the plane settle onto the runway. Don't push it down, but don't let it start climbing. Nice. Now apply the brakes to slow us down and bring the plane to a stop.
I'm hitting Y. Boy, this thing is rumbling like crazy.
Great
There
job.
we go.
As they say, any landing you can walk away from is a good landing.
Yes, yes,
But
yes.
if you can use the plane the next day, it's outstanding. Landings can be hard, even for seasoned pilots. Trust me, don't hesitate to practice. After all, that's what we're here for, right?
So I was trying to follow that, be at 65 knots thing too tightly, and that's what caused me to nose down too much and thus crash in that first attempt. Fine. Let me go back to the training menu. Yes, I want to return to the training menu, dummy. I know where I left off. Thank you. Wow. A loading screen for a menu. I think that may be a new one for me. Well, I did half of these. Excuse me. I'm not going to worry about these other 4 right now. Let's, for the hell of it, just go to the free flight mode. I've already been streaming now for an hour. So maybe I got another half an hour left in me to do some more stuff here. Where shall we go? We can be literally anywhere in the world, as far as I know. There's Japan, Tokyo, Forbidden City. Interesting. What? No Russia stuff? Yeah, there's some. It's only showing certain ones here right now. I don't know why. Custom stuff. I don't know what the difference between red and black are. Empire State Building. Can we take off from that? I don't know. Sedona's where we've been flying. Let's not do that one, okay? Alright, let's pick something. Chicago O'Hare. Wow, that's a lot of stuff. I don't know. I don't know if these are actual planes. I think they might be. Right now. Because I think the game does have that ability. You can see what flights are happening at live and immediately take control of that plane. Can I select? Hey, let me type it in correctly. I thought it was LEX was yeah, KLEX. Hey, let's take off from KLEX in Lexington. Sure. Why not?
Sorry, I'm not sure.
I wasn't asking you, Echo. Appreciate it though.
I don't know that one.
Of course you don't. So there we go, and we'll take runway 22. Sure, why not? I don't know. And where are we going to arrive? If I know. Just pick something. I'm not actually going to go there, I guess. Oh, here we can pick a plane. Hey, wow, take a big old jumbo jet. Ooh, interesting. Some interesting weird planes in here. And I paid extra to get all of these extra planes, by the way. So, I mean, at some point, hopefully I will be able to try them all, maybe. I don't know. Let's just pick something. I think that was the one we have been doing. What was it? Dahar? You know what? Let's just keep the Dahar. I don't know what that is, but let's just keep that. Why not? I don't know what a livery is. I have no clue. But here we are. Weight and balance. I guess you can really change lots of things. Failures and ATC options. Sure, whatever. VFR, direct, I don't know. IFR, I don't know what any of this is. Flight conditions, choose what time of day. Hey, let's just leave it at right now. Why not? What the heck? All right, let's just go ahead and fly. I don't care about the flight plan. Let's just fly this sucker. See if we can take off from my hometown here. Maybe fly over my house, fly over my place of work. See if that works. That adjusting the trim thing is a bit annoying and weird. Interesting. What is active pause? Can anyone tell me what control that is? Go to Chamonix to fly over Mont Blanc. Chamonix? Level assistance and the types of aircraft errors you receive. Okay. Has to load up, you know, Kentucky. I guess that takes a lot. Eventually, I'd love to be able to fly around.
Lexington Tower Dare Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra Alpha ready at runway 22 west departure.
Okay.
Dare Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra Alpha cleared for takeoff runway 22 west departure approved. Cleared for takeoff runway 22 Dare Golf Sierra Alpha.
Sure. I guess I'm ready to fly. This must be us. Well, this is different. Alright, parking brake has been disengaged. Where is the parking brake? No, I guess there it is, that red button right there. Acknowledge master warning. Oh, acknowledge master caution. Wow. This is interesting, certainly. Okay. press and hold, increase throttle. Get to about 55 knots. Where's my speed indicator? I don't know. There's my altimeter, which is interesting. So, looks like we're airborne. Holy cow, this thing is fast. Left stick. Okay, there we go. I just pressed it, so hopefully that...
Air Golf Sierra Alpha, continue for west departure. I will contact you next when you leave my airspace.
Sure, sounds great. Retracting the flaps, okay. So it's up slightly, we're pressing it down, yeah, okay.
Air Golf Sierra Alpha, you are leaving my airspace. Frequency change approved.
Sure, glad to hear it, I guess. I don't know. Alright, I thought I already retracted the landing gear. Yeah, I did. Landing gear up. Gear unsafe. Why is gear unsafe? I don't know why.
Air Golf Sierra Alpha, did you hear my last transmission?
I have no idea what's going on. How to do any of this stuff here. ATC, no, that's not one.
Lexington Tower Dare Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra Alpha, frequency change.
Well, there is a master alarm. I don't know what the alarm is, but I also don't care. I'm just going to fly around here. I'm apparently flying, so, you know, whatever. Oh, there's the external views. Okay, yeah, there's LEX, I guess, over there. I was hoping to be able to find my house around here somewhere, because I do live relatively close. Let me just drop down. I don't care. Let's get really low here. Yeah, I'm not pitching the nose up. Screw you. I don't know. I'm not good at being able to tell what's what around here. Yeah, it's really, unfortunately, it's really flat here in Lexington, as you can clearly see. that's New Circle Road I'm looking at there. Yay, stalling!
Stall.
That's a thing.
Stall.
I'll show you to stall, lady.
Stall.
What is that? I don't even know where I am at this point. Where's that south?
Stall. 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 Stall.
Hey, I'm giving you some extra power.
Landing gear. Landing gear. Landing gear. Landing gear. Landing gear.
Don't need to land here. Go away.
Stall. Stall.
I don't know how to fly.
Stall. 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 Stall.
Alright,
Stall.
let's
Stall.
just crash into the middle of whatever this structure is right over here. Because I can. And bye-bye. Boop. Let's play the violin music in the sad. Oh, you collided with an object. Cause critical damage to the aircraft. Yeah, never mind the people on board, or at least the pilot. We cause critical damage to the aircraft. Okay, so that's a thing. Alright, clearly I don't know what I'm doing. And that's fine. I think I've had about enough of this for now. I thought I could do some other things. Tell you what, let me try doing a little bit of other things, like even though I haven't gone through all of the training, you know. Let me find your next challenge. This is Courchevel live event. Next week's compete in a new time-limited landing challenge to reach the top of the leaderboard, serving Courchevel ski resort in the French Alps. A very short runway is no go-around procedure for landings at Courchevel due to the surrounding terrain. Wow, that is a super short runway. That's another thing about this game is that they've mapped the entire world in it, so you could literally fly anywhere in the world. And there are several places I'd love to fly over. You know. Sure, let's just do this using a Robin Cadet. Whatever. Oh, and I have to turn too, apparently. Oh, that's fantastic, even. Courchevel, I don't know, Courchevel, whatever the correct pronunciation is, I don't know, and I apologize. But let's just do this and watch us end out in the hundreds of thousands below everyone else, you know. As it's loading everything in slowly. Why not? I'm not ready to fly, but whatever. Where is it? It's over there. Okay. Alright, this sort of plane is definitely slow down. We're going really fast. Where is this runway? It says it's there. Okay, I think I see it. Okay. If that's it, that is one teeny tiny runway. So they're not kidding. Flaps is F8, isn't it? I definitely didn't swing around enough. I'm going to wind up being short. Yep, here we go. And a big old crash. Coming up. We'll just land right here. How about that? Nope. Okay. Let's get time just flying in here. Time's just flying. 80 knots, 72 knots. Okay. What? Weird. Okay, whatever. Alright, so it's over there. According to my readout here, there's our airspeed, which is really high. So I think we need to slow down. Where is the Nazis? Oh, Nazis on the inner thing, not the outer track. Okay. Still. Slowly turning to get there. And even if we crash again here, that's fine. They have to live with that, you know. Let's hit the flaps. I'm assuming this has a static landing gear. I have no idea. Okay, here's something anyway. Achievement unlocked, short stuff. Holding down the brake right now. Hey, what do you know? Challenge accepted, achievement unlocked, and working on for the weekend, achievement unlocked. Okay, whatever. Yep, there's my position. 532,818. Yay. Landing precision, not very good. Ground roll is landing smoothest, definitely not smooth. World top 10, wow. Okay, or is that, wait. Is that, what is this number exactly? What does that mean? Points or something? Time? Time remaining? Must be. I don't know, whatever. That's fine. It's, it is what it is. Hey, I made it though, so, yeah. First installment was released in 1982. How nice. So glad to hear it. Alright, I think I may have just about had enough of this for now. I've done plenty of various things. I think I'm going to go ahead and call it here. Do you have to earn aircraft to add to your hangar or something? We can change it. Back. Liveries. Default. I don't know what liveries even means, you know? Well, whatevers. Okay, like I said, I'm done for now. If you've been watching, I thank you so very much for doing so. Please follow me if you are so inclined here at twitch.tv/SturmB. Subscribe if you're able to. I don't think anyone is able to just yet. Also follow me on Twitter at SturmB and on Instagram where I'm simply known as Sturm. Twitter is where I post any postponements or cancellations or generally just goof off. So feel free to follow me there. I don't know, if you're so inclined. You can, if you've been watching this on YouTube, also thank you, and hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe if you can, hit the bell, all that grand stuff. I stream every Wednesday evening at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Pacific, 0100 UTC, and on Saturdays at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific, or 1800 UTC. Thank you so much for joining me. I will see you all next time. That'll probably be, I guess, Wednesday, this coming Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern. So hope to see you there. Until then, take care.